Welcome back, Warriors. Back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2 and the 1% Club. Hope you guys are doing well and hope you guys are on your purpose and every day is a great day. They always say every day is a great day to a wise man, and I think that's very accurate. And I hope that things are going well for you. It's a great holiday season. I'm taking a break for a second to run an errand before I finish up. I'm doing ornaments outside my house, and it's a beautiful weather. It's about 25 degrees, great Vigor Warrior weather, and hope you guys are doing well. Thank you for the subscriptions and the donations and all the likes and everything. It's greatly appreciated, and I'm glad this information is helping you guys. I see a little sun in my face here, so I hope you guys can still kind of see me and hear me. And like I said, I love the nature. I love being outdoors, and I think one day when the kids are all gone and I may be myself going out to the forest and living out in the forest, because I love it so much. I love the nature and I love the air and just beautiful air. So that's kind of my time. That's my type of atmosphere to be in. So I love it. I love this kind of weather. So today, this episode, we're going to talk about something that I've seen in a couple of different types of videos and other things that people talk about, but it's kind of like the I don't care attitude. And I guess I can phrase this one is that when you're on long streaks, you become I don't care man. And that's kind of the topic for this one. So let's kind of delve into this and kind of figure out what we're really talking about here. So on the streak, and I think I'm at 64 days. 564 days. 564, and then I think it's 74 days of hard mode and monk mode. And so I've noticed a number of different things, and so a couple of things that I noticed very strongly is the fact that this has really become a lifestyle. You know, I've had some young girls, you know, we're talking 20 years old, you know, really saying nice things to me lately and being very nice and actually flirtatious. And it just amazes me that it's funny that at this point in my life, I don't really care about that kind of stuff. That stuff does not really matter to me. And it's funny because when it didn't matter, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. So it's just interesting. I always find it amusing to kind of see that, is that, you know, during a period of my life now that I'm trying to follow a plan and purpose, those type of things don't matter to me like they used to. And I think it's an overall type of attitude that I have that's a lot different than it used to be. And that's why I say it's this I don't care type attitude is what I'm talking about here. It's almost like you don't really care about things happening around us, and we're living in a world that's just very chaotic. Obviously, people talking about, you know, health issues out there. They're talking about financial issues. All these things are happening, and people don't really, you know, kind of know what's right and wrong. And so there's going to be a lot of paranoia, a lot of fear, a lot of people who are worried about things. And I think certainly that was the case for me for many, many years, until I started doing the stuff that I'm doing now. Over the last 564 days, it's been amazing to me to kind of see the difference in the level of anxiety and the level of care and the things that are happening to me now that, you know, were different than before. And I think it's important to kind of recognize that makes a big difference in how you view things. And as we look at these type of things, it's important to realize that as you look at things, you are really kind of living a whole different type of lifestyle. And as a different lifestyle, you're not as anxious, you're not as worried. You're going to kind of say, okay, whatever happens, happens. I have a lot of faith. I have a lot of, hope in things that are happening. I know I'm on my purpose, so I'm kind of moving ahead. And it doesn't really matter what happens to me on the outside. I have to kind of make sure I internalize it. So, give an example. Whenever a person comes up, like you said, a flirtatious or something like that, and there's always a chance that I'm getting affected by that, well, then I go ahead and shift my focus on one of my goals. And all of a sudden, my mind gets away from that and focuses on something that's a lot more positive and doing it that way. So it does make a huge difference when it comes to looking at what your goals are and achieving your goals, and being more calm and relaxed. And so I see a peacefulness, I see a relaxed nature that I didn't have before. And those type of things are important to realize, because as you look at your journey, you're going to have a lot of obstacles and things in your way to try to get you back to where you were before. And you're going to get back to temptation and those type of things. But that's why it's important to recognize that one of the long-term benefits is the fact that I just don't care. I don't care about the things around me. I'm not going to be tempted by things. I don't care what's happening in the world. I'm still going to stay focused on my goals and what I'm trying to achieve. And in this kind of world we're dealing with now, with all kinds of stimuli, all kinds of things happening around us, this is not obviously an easy thing to do. And I know in my experiences in the past, I struggled with this all the time. I struggled with the fear, anxiety, especially raising a family, making sure I have enough money to support my children and my wife, and making sure that I had, income coming in, and I wasn't stressed out about the house falling apart, different things happening. All those things were things that I worried about, and I was kind of nervous about. As in the Bible says, you should have no anxiety for tomorrow. But I had lots of anxiety when I was younger. I think it's not until I started really doing this latest journey that I recognize that I don't have to have that level of fear, anxiety. Things will happen, and if I stay focused on what I want and what I believe the Lord's purpose, for me is to have, and that's, a lot of that is just security and things like that, and trying to make sure that, you're following God's wishes and plans to help people and make the world a better place, especially during these trying times. It's important to kind of be the beacon of light and the strength and the security for people around you. And you're the one that has to be strong, because a lot of people are falling by the wayside. And you can see that mentally and physically and things like that. And so you have to continue to be strong. And the way to be strong is staying on your purpose. Because it's so apparent to me when people are not taking care of themselves, if they're losing energy like crazy, they're the ones becoming weaker, and they feel it physically, emotionally, spiritually, all these type of things. And so that's why we talk about the fact that as you look at being battle tested strong as a warrior, you're the one that has to be the one people look at and say, I want to be like that person. I want to make sure that I have something that person has. And so, as you see that, both men, women, young, old, they see that in you, and they respect that. They have a lot of respect for that. And I think that's a big key in what we're talking about. So we have this attitude, I don't care, because you're really just focusing on your goals. You're focusing on where you want to be and what you have to do. And that makes a big difference in trying to make sure that you're accomplishing those things and you're in the plan the Lord wants you to have. So I was thinking about that when I saw a couple of people talking about it, and they really just had an attitude of saying, okay, my attitude's different now. I don't have fear about things. It doesn't bother me, whether, people make laws or they do different types of things. You're just going to keep going. You're just going to keep going and going and going, because you know where you're heading. You know the Lord is with you, and you know that you're going to continue to fight these battles, but you're going to win these battles, and it's just a matter of time. So, all right. So anyway, guys, I'm going to take a break, run my errand, and I will talk with you guys soon. Battle on.